Good afternoon. My name is Jason Hostetter. I'm the Senior Vice President for TRC, and I'd like to welcome you to the Lancaster office and our training facility. One of the things we realized when we were developing this facility is that with the pressures on the industry and all the expansion on the needs from a power perspective, that we needed to develop people, a place where we could bring people and they could conduct training, learn about the equipment, learn about the techniques in an environment where they don't affect safety or reliability of the system. You know, what you see in front of you is a control house with several different devices, from the integrated relaying packages down to the different device handles that someone would see in a substation. We even went down to the test switches that you pull in and out, represented by many of the clients that we service. We have mobile test boxes, so we can take these out to facilities, have a training session at the client site, in a hotel area, anywhere we need to bring people up to speed. In addition, we use these packages and use these devices to be able to pre-test certain settings, protocols, and logic on customer facilities. As I walk across the room, you can see one set of relays, but we did get a second package. We also have a SCADA package where we can integrate with alarm systems, RTAC devices, and it really helps us to capture some of the automation that's in a substation. Additionally, we built these boxes where we can institute challenges for the students, where effectively we change wiring around so they can troubleshoot and find problems and trace it back to the box. Next, I'm going to walk you across to what we call our yard. And in the yard, what we've done is we've built test boxes or simulation devices that simulate. This particular device simulates a breaker and everything a person would need to test a breaker. So it's not exactly like a breaker in the field, but it does emulate a lot of the functions that need to be commissioned and tested. We can even trip the breaker, and we used a lockout relay to do that. We used a relaying device to do the controls. Like I said, this simulates a breaker in the field. One of the things we're most proud of is our transformer simulator. So we've taken many of the devices that someone would have to commission in the field, tied it into an alarm system. We have load tap changers, we have a relaying device and a control device, and the individual can come up here and learn how to do most of the tests associated with a transformer in a controlled environment. It's really something that we designed and we're very proud of. As I go across, and I'm going to walk out into our last piece of the lab, which is some actual circuit breakers. What we wanted to do is we wanted to be able to simulate actual maintenance on a breaker so they function and operate like a normal breaker. They're wired in like a normal breaker, and we can perform both apparatus tests as well as functional checkout on this breaker, so the student can come in, they can learn how to fully commission a breaker in the comforts and the safety of this classroom environment. Lastly, I'm going to walk over to the relaying package here. We wanted to simulate end-to-end testing. So they're interconnected to the relaying in the control house. People doing end-to-end testing are going to be at different stations. They're not going to be able to right beside each other, so we wanted to emulate that in the classroom setting. One of the students will sit out here, the other one will sit inside. They will run their GPS-connected tests and be able to test out the protection schemes associated with that. They also can recognize, and we can bring in a pre-test. So if we get a package from the client, we can upload them to these devices. We can run an end-to-end test prior to doing it on site. That's been a big advantage for us. Lastly, what I'd like to say is what we're most proud of is this entire facility actually simulates something that we can do in the field. We designed, commissioned, installed everything in this facility, and it really is a good example of the capabilities of the testing commissioning team.